basically the story is that you know, she's from Austin, so whenever she came back to Houston, she would be visiting family, things like that. And so for the longest time, I thought she was just avoiding me because I was asking her, "Oh, when are you gonna come back? When am I gonna see you again? You know, let's hang out." You know, and so the only way to isolate was the trigger, basically. So this opportunity presented itself when she got her teaching certificate. I said, "Oh, perfect. Let's go and celebrate."
I didn't really think it was a date until we actually got there, and it was like very quiet, intimate restaurant, and you know, just the two of us.
And I think she probably thought it was just some casual dinner between friends. And so, you know, we got to the restaurant, and yeah, she was pretty surprised.
You know, he was just being very, very sweet and like giving me food and trying to feed me, and I thought,
Man,
you know,
I
I just
nice.
thought that was the funniest thing. Yeah, I didn't know it was a date until we actually were there. I was like, oh, it's a date.
She just thought it was just friends going to hang out and to celebrate her dinner, but no, it was really, you know, it was a date, and you know, for me to get to know her, and yeah, basically, I tricked her, basically, so.
It was fun. It was fun.
We just started dating, and I wanted to take her out on a picnic, but in Texas weather, it's extremely hot, so we had an indoor picnic. So, you know, I came over to her house, and, you know, I brought some food, and we just had a picnic and everything. And afterwards, we decided, okay, well, let's go to the park and let's fly some kites because, you know, it was nice and windy, and you know, it would be fun.
And we went and got in my little bug convertible top was down, and you know, I didn't see anything behind me, and I was backing up, and as I was backing up, I heard this huge like sound, and I had just scratched the whole side of his mom's Mercedes-Benz, little tiny sports car. And he drove his mom's car that day, not his car. And I just remember I had the top down, and I looked over and was like, oh my, what did I just do? And I felt so bad because I had never met his mom yet. So she probably, you know, thought I was some girl that, you know, doesn't know how to drive. So I felt so bad that I wrote her a card, and I sent it to her, and I think till this day she still has the card, and we laugh about it, you know, now that we think about it. It was just funny. His mom had never met me, and then she got the card finding out that this girl that Frank has been seeing, you know, just messed up her car. funny story. We laugh about it now.
So see, I told you she was special. So preparing for the proposal, I actually prepared for 1 year in advance. The reason why is because I wanted to surprise her with dinner at the French Laundry. And so they only have one private room, and it's only seats 10. So I made the reservation a year in advance because I didn't want to get booked up. So a year in advance, you know, my parents know, her parents know, our families know, and so we're keeping it a secret for a year. And so leading up to it, you know, her dad flew back from China, and he told he told her cousin and, you know, and her uncle why he had to come back. And so, you know, they're supposed to keep it quiet. And literally the night before, you know, her cousin messages her saying, "Congrats!" And she's like, "Congrats for what?" I literally grabbed the phone from her, and I was like, "Let me look at that." And I was like, "Oh, this guy." And so I had to make up a story, and I was like, "Oh, I think he's saying congrats for 5 years, because, you know, 5 years ago was a long time."
I believed
and she
it.
completely bought it. And she completely bought it, and I was like, "Thank God, nothing." You know, we get to California, and, you know, we go to Napa, and I took her to this picnic in Rutherford Hill, where it was it was on top of the mountain. You could see all of the vineyards in Oakville, and you know, we had lunch.
He insisted on me going to go to the restroom to go wash my hands or something, or ask me if I needed to go, and I did. So I went, and at that time he actually went to his car, I guess, or he told me, "You were going to the bathroom, actually," yeah. And then that's when you actually went to the car to get your car for for me, right, in a ring. And then we sat down, we're going to exchange cards. He wrote on the card, do not open until after lunch or after something.
After lunch.
But we had already eaten, so he was like, oh, let's go to the garden and take pictures first. We're taking like selfie pictures, and then as soon as I was about to take one of myself, then I turned around, and that's when he knelt down and, you know, he busted out this red box. And before he even said anything, I already busted out in tears, and like I was crying so loud that he didn't even really get the chance to say anything. And until this day, he still doesn't admit it, but he was crying too.
No.
As he was talking.
I think
and
your tears were
I was
blurring your
just,
vision.
I was
You
just
thought
really
I was
happy.
crying.
Really, really happy and so excited.
And she was just going up to all these strangers saying, we're engaged. You know, we're getting pictures done and everything like that. So afterwards, she really wanted to call her parents and, you know, and me to call my parents. But I was like, no, let's wait, you know, because I didn't want to ruin the second part of the surprise, which was that our families were waiting for us at the restaurant for dinner tonight. So I told her, I was like, no, let's just go to the hotel. Let's get ready for dinner. Let's go have dinner because, you know, if you call them, they're gonna, you know, kind of interrupt us and ask you about the story, etc. So let's just have dinner, and after dinner we can call them.
And so at this point, she thought we were going to go eat dinner somewhere else. And so we were driving, and basically, you know, I was like, oh, hey, look, there's the French Laundry. She goes, oh, that place is really nice. I wish we could go eat there. I was like, yeah, why not? So I made a U-turn.
I was like, what?
So I tricked her, made a U-turn. And then, you know, that's when we went to the restaurant.
We got out of the car, and then I thought it was the oddest thing, because as we was walking towards the restaurant, there was like this guy just peeking his head out. And then as soon as he saw us, he like went back in and like ran back into the door. And instead of going through the front door like we normally do, he took us to the back where he knew where we were going. I go up to the top of the restaurant. We went up there, and the curtains were closed. And as soon as I opened them, I saw everyone there, his parents, my parents, his brothers, my sister, and I just started bawling again. Like that day was just a crying day for me, tears of joy, and just went around hugging everyone, and they said surprise. I was just so happy. I was just so touched that, you know, Frank went through all of this just, you know, for me, and I got to share it with everyone that I love.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely well worth, you know, the year of planning. I couldn't have asked for a more special night. I was really happy.